want to come on. At the time of this filming, we are still in quarantine. There's a stay-at-home order in most states. We're at the phase where we're discussing if we're going to reopen the country, but we're still on a stay-at-home order. So I just wanted to come on and make a video because this whole quarantine thing, it can get the best of anybody. Like, it can really, it can pretty much drive you mad. The salons are closed, the hair stores are closed. I cried because the hair store is closed. I went to a drugstore to try to get my makeup and hair products, and that price, I cried. Okay, I'm not the type of person to go spend a bunch of money in Sephora or something. I get my makeup from the beauty supply store, and if I can't find something at the beauty supply store, I'll pick it up from Walmart or the drugstore. But with that beauty supply store, I'm sweating because the sun is beaming down on me, which is amazing. It's 60 degrees, and for some reason I'm sweaty. Because it's been cold. It was just snowing here a couple of days ago. It's like 30 degrees and snowing. So that didn't make any sense because it's the spring. But I'm so happy the sun is out. But no, these damn stores being closed and stuff, I'm starting to lose it a little bit. So I just want to come and make a quick video about how to deal with anxiety, ways that you can combat anxiety that you may face in your day-to-day life. Two of my favorite ways to combat anxiety are a breathing technique called the 5-5-5 method or the STOPP technique. I'll go over the 5-5-5 method first. And I mean, people have different versions of this. I know you can also use 3-6-6. Pretty much what 5-5-5 is, you breathe in for 5 seconds, you breathe out for 5 seconds, you repeat that for 5 minutes. That's really a misnomer because when you're breathing in, you do 5 seconds, but I usually do longer when I breathe out. You want to do a longer breath when you breathe out. Try to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, because that allows you to get more oxygen intake. Or the 3-6-6 is breathing in through your nose for 3 seconds, out through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat that process for 6 minutes. It doesn't matter which method you use, but after that time frame of doing that calculated breathing, your body is going to be tricked into thinking that you're in a calm state. It won't have any choice but to think that you're in a calm state if you breathe like that. So that's just a little tidbit to use if you feel yourself tripping, if you feel yourself starting to lose control, your breathing is increasing, your heart rate is increasing, all your negative thoughts are going. Try the 5-5-5 method or 3-6-6. Let's try it together. Let's try 5-5-5. Breathe in for 5 seconds. Breathe out for a count of 5, but try to stretch it out longer. You keep doing that. Repeat that for 5 minutes or longer, however long it takes you to calm down. In for 3 seconds. Out for 6. And I like to do little things like I'm breathing in positivity. I'm exhaling negativity. I like to say things like that in my brain when I personally do breathing exercises for anxiety. Another method that I want to quickly go over is the STOPP technique. I don't know the originators of this technique, but when I used to work in a behavioral health unit, or not the behavioral health unit, it was in the partial hospitalization program that I interned at, that I learned this technique. It was from a nurse there, Nurse Donna. She had a lot of different techniques for dealing with psychosis, dealing with depression, anything you can think of. She had awesome coping skills. And one of the coping skills that she taught me and taught to the patients at the partial hospitalization program. Oh, and I should mention that partial hospitalization program is a program it's a outpatient program that someone goes to after they have, I think a requirement is that you were hospitalized in a behavioral health unit. And the partial hospitalizations, the purpose is for them to find support and for it to be a treatment that they can do outpatient for their mental illness. And she taught them the STOPP method for anxiety and just when you're having freaking out moments. We all go through a little bit of freaking out from, every now and again. It's being human. So STOPP stands for stop. Literally stop what you're doing. Take a breath, observe, put things into perspective, and practice with what works. So it's STOPP. So let me go over what those things mean. Say that I'll use myself for example. I was freaking the out about the hair stores not being open, not being able to find my stuff at the bargain price that I like it. So in that moment of me freaking out, you gotta stop. Just stop the freak out. Take a breath. Observe. So with observation, I just say literally what it is that's going on. All right, right now I'm freaking out because the hair stores are closed and I had to pay full price for all my makeup and hair products. That's observing. And now I'm freaking out about it. Putting things into perspective. When you put things into perspective, you want to look at the situation objectively. You want to look at the situation in a way that a total stranger who does not know you will look at it. I gotta get these edges. I was sweating today. My edges is like not cooperating, but whatever. I still look good. Okay, back to the STOPP method. So putting things into perspective. You want to look at things in the way that someone who does not know you will look at it. So, okay, so how would somebody else feel about that? Probably, yeah, it sucks that you can't get your bargain products, but is there anything you can do about it right now? No, there isn't. So why freak out about it? That's putting things into perspective. Also, at the putting things to perspective stage, I like to turn to the decision tree. Is there something, when you have an issue, you can put it through a tree to see, how you should handle that issue. So my issue was that I had to pay full price because the hair stores are closed. First question with the decision tree is that something that you can control? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then put the steps into place and practice what you need to do what you need to do. If there's something you could do about it, something you could do to solve a problem, then pretty much do it. But on the other hand, if the answer is no, which in my case this answer was no, there's nothing I could do about the hair store being closed. If the answer is no, you simply let any worry go. Let the worry go, because there's nothing you can do about it. So that's two things you can do at the putting things into perspective stage. And then the last stage of the STOPP method is to practice what works. And that can be anything personal for you that works for you. For me personally, I started looking up funny videos online, something to get my brain off of just my irritation, pretty much. You can phone a friend, you can do some more of that deep breathing, you can journal, do whatever it is that you need to do. I'm gonna exercise later, get some frustration out. Do what you need to do to practice what works. Practice what's gonna help you get through that difficult moment. So these are some of the two of the tools that I like to use and teach people, and have taught people and continue to teach people, because I used to teach people this more when I did individual counseling, but I don't do counseling anymore. But working with the community, different concerns come up, so it's something that I tell my community members about as well. But it's definitely a great method. The 5-5-5, or any breathing method for that matter. Breathe in, breathe out. Repeat that for a decent period of time, and at the end of it, you're gonna calm down. Your body has no choice. Stop method. Stop, take a breath, observe, put things into perspective, practice what works. I hope that this has helped somebody. I know it can be tough. We're in a tough circumstance right now with what's going on in the world. And I just hope that I can at least help one person. That's all I want to do, is help at least one person to get through a tough time. I'm JeliElizabeth. Bye.
Okay, in review, let's go over the techniques that we discussed. So we went over the 555 method for breathing during anxiety and the 366 method. And we went over the stop method here. You literally stop, you take a breath. That's a good time to use the 555 method or the 366 method. You observe what's going on around you. What are you thinking? What's going on inside of you? You put things into perspective. Look at it from an objective point of view, and this is a good place to put in a decision tree. And then you simply practice what works. Practice the things that you know are going to work in this situation. And here we have the decision tree for worry, or simply the worry tree. You can put your problem through this tree. Ask yourself, is there anything I can do about the problem? If the answer is no, simply let worry go. If the answer is yes, I can do something about the problem, then ask yourself, can I do something right now? If the answer is yes, then do it. The sooner the better. If the answer is no, I cannot do something about the problem right now, then ask, when can I do something about that problem? But until then, let the problem go. Pretty much, if you can't do something about the problem right now, let it go.